As an educator, it is important to be able to accommodate attention to every student so they are able to effectively learn. We have to consider their interests, values, and beliefs. Every student learns in a different way, so developing lesson plans for them is beneficial. We also have to consider behavior issues when it comes to the classroom. If students feel bored and are not challenged enough, then they will not have the desire to learn. When learning students are typically the students who quickly finish their assignments and demand constant redirection. As for our topic, we will be speaking about how we as teachers can provide differentiated instruction for these gifted and talented students. As we know, Vygotsky's zone of proximal development states that there are three areas where learners may encounter. The inner is where we are able to work independently without help. The middle is where we need assistance from a peer, teacher, or guardian in guiding them. Lastly, the outer part is where we struggle to retain information because of the difficulty level. Using Vygotsky's ZPD, we are able to develop methods such as selecting and adapting curriculum. Selecting and adapting curriculum is a standard that is set high that is required to be applied. It is crucial to create a curriculum which is standard on helping develop minds that are much more rapid than the standard curriculum. The curriculum not only is centered around a classroom, but it must be able to help children individually, as it focuses more on helping the mind grow rather than one assessment for all. This method is truly beneficial towards GT students, as it helps create a better understanding of how far ahead a GT student is in the curriculum, but at the same time possesses a challenge. As a teacher, when creating the adapted curriculum for these GT students, it is important to find the perfect balance where students find their work pleasurable enough to solve rather than perceiving it as a punishment, all while at the same time they must make it effective. Tiered instruction is a branch in selecting and adapting curriculum, as a gifted learner is given the same activity but in a more complex way. For example, rather than having a student learn the same problems as everyone else, they are given more difficult problems. The strategy is used so learners are able to understand their capabilities and develop them further through different levels of complexity. It is important to know how to balance the fun and difficulty and the challenge for these children. Some ways you can challenge the child is through the use of advanced content. The use of advanced content plays a huge and common role in gifted learners' experience. Gifted students need access to content that mirrors their level of functioning and beyond. For students to be given activities beyond their grade level can boost their self-esteem and knowledge overall. More importantly, their vocabulary, spelling, and writing experience will drastically be enhanced from reading experiences and advanced content. The use of higher level questions can develop much more than what is currently going on in the classroom. The constant high level questions enhance a child's ability of critical thinking, creative thinking, and problem solving. A framework with a simple 4-question model of what, why, what if, and how builds the cognitive thinking. In this model, students are using lower cognition for responding to the first question, analytical reasoning for the second question, divergent thinking to answer the third, and finally, evaluative thinking to design a response to the fourth.
Another theorist who has a heavy influence on the understanding of GT students as well is Piaget. Through his theory, we are able to understand gifted students are often in the formal operation stage, while their classmates are behind in either the pre-operational or the concrete operation stage. It is clear that gifted and talented children demand much more attention constantly, as they are much more advanced and different in their learning and needs. To help redirect and understand GT students in times such as these, the use of telescoping and individualizing pacing is incorporated. Telescoping and individualizing pacing is a technique which helps enhance gifted learners' knowledge beyond the standard curriculum. This typically is planned from teachers when they are able to see that their students are able to complete a unit or lesson quicker than most, so they plan alternate activities which are used to utilize time rather than teaching the curriculum they mastered a few weeks ago. These activities allow a challenge to students as it stimulates their mind and helps an educator understand the rate at which their children learns. It dives into the curriculum much deeper and is much richer, truly measuring a student's knowledge. Just like creating an adapted curriculum, it is important to create a balance in difficulty to help students see that as an opportunity to tap into their potential further. The use of independent study and telescoping is a great way to help students think at a deeper level, as it allows for individualizing pacing and a great understanding of a student's ability to learn quickly. It also provides a tremendous opportunity for students to again think on a deeper level and understand their personal interests or dissect a course topic even further than what it is. The independent study provides more opportunities within itself as it works with time management skills, evaluation, and decision-making strategies. Sometimes there will be multiple GT students that are within the classroom. This is when flexible grouping will come in hand. Flexible grouping is beneficial because it allows students who learn at the same pace to understand each other. It can provide a learning experience for the students because learning can be more enjoyable for them if they have others whom they can relate with. Overall, accommodating to students is an important factor that we as educators have to consider. At the same time, it is important not to focus on one student or a certain group of students. The challenge of having GT students through experience will enable an educator to make quick adaptations for certain students and do an effective and efficient rate throughout the school year. Through the experience methods such as selecting and adapting curriculum with telescoping and individualizing will help teachers develop their skills in managing and developing GT students.